Hey guys, it's Roha here, and I'm just going to show you really quickly how to survive Inferno as a tank monk. A lot of people are kind of thinking monk is a broken class, but I'm going to show you otherwise in this video. First I'll go over the skills, then I'll go over the gear you need, and maybe a little bit of gameplay. So I'll go. The primary skill you're going to want to use is Deadly Reach. Actually, there's an option with this one. Deadly Reach with Keen Eye just turns you an absolute tank. In my opinion, it's the best tank skill you can use. Because of Keen Eye, third strike increases your armor 50% for 4 seconds. That is so beast. It will turn you into a tank. So I think that's probably the most important skill. But in the gameplay footage I'll even show you, I use Fist of Thunder sometimes. Quickening is a great skill, because especially if you have high crit chance, because you get the 15 additional spirit, but it's not needed. Thunderclap is another beast one, and yeah, so Fist of Thunder is another option, but I like Deadly Reach. Blinding Flash, Faith in the Light is pretty beast. It makes you stronger and it weakens them, and especially against elites this is so clutch because they have a 30% chance to miss with attacks, which is very clutch as a tank, especially against those big strong elites. Breath of Heaven, Blazing Wrath is very clutch. It heals you and a huge damage buff. Serenity, Peaceful Repose. Serenity is big because it's honestly very needed for tanks. It gets you out of those sticky situations. It stops all incoming damage. It also grants you immunity to all control impairing effects, which is very big because if you get frozen or something like that, you just put that on. You're immune to it. I also use Peaceful Repose because it heals you. Like, you're a tank, you want to get healed. Sweeping Wind, Cyclone. This pretty much is just going to give you a huge damage buff. You do not get life on hit with it at all, but that doesn't matter. It's a huge damage buff, especially if you have high crit chance. Cyclone is good. If you don't have high crit chance, it's not a big deal. Blade Storm is good. I think that's the second best one. It just increases your damage even more. But yeah, I like Cyclone because it gives you a bigger damage buff, even against single target units. And the last one, you're gonna want Mantra of Evasion with hard target. It is very big for a tank. As you see the stats on it, armor increase with hard target, and the mantra itself gives you dodge chance. So it's pretty awesome for any tank. And your passive skills, these ones are again not optional. You need these for a tank. One with everything is clutch. What it does is, say you have 600 poison resist. All your resistances are going to be equal to that, so you do not have to worry about any other resistances. You don't have to stack all resist gear. You can just work on poison resist. It's very cheap and effective. Resolve, damage you deal reduces enemy by 25% for 2.5 seconds. Like, that's pretty clutch right there. Again, it turns you into a tank as long as you're dealing damage. And Seize the Initiative is a huge armor buff, and it's much needed as well. So the higher your dexterity is, the higher your armor is. Alright, so when you're looking for gear on this type of character, there's 5 things you're going to really need. It's going to be Dex, Vite, All Resist, 1 resist of your choice. You get to pick one, like poison, fire, cold, whatever, and armor. Those are going to keep you into a tank. Critical hit damage is another big thing. It's not needed though. If you can't afford it, don't get it. But if you look at all my gear, what I look for, not that one right there, but I do have poison resist, is I look for all resist and poison resist. It's just a huge buff. And as you see, I do that in all my gear pretty much. Poison resist, all resist, poison resist, all resist. And as you see too, I go shield as well. I prefer the shield because of the critical hit chance you can get with it, and the block, because I mean, it's an extra 17%, or you know, you can get up to 30% or over 30% chance to block, which is even better. But I like it because you can get the resistances and stuff on it. My chest piece right here is very cheap. You can get these very, very cheap. I think they're one of the best for this class. It's not top notch, but it's cheap and it's viable. And the helm, I like Andy's helm. You could also use a helm like this, where it gives you resist, poison resist, dex, the open socket. I could have used an open socket on this, but I was too cheap. I couldn't afford it. I spent too much on the rest of my gear. But this is great because it gives you the crit chance, a little bit of life regen. Because the poison resist is why I wanted it. All Andy's helm give you poison resist, and it's perfect. That's why I have all poison resist gear. It gives you dex and vite. You can get them dex and vite, so I would recommend that. With the gloves, what I do here is crit chance, attack speed. You could try to get, if you can afford it, critical hit damage. That's even better. High dex, poison resist, and again, if you can get armor or all resist on it, or vitality, it would be even better. My weapon, so I went open socket just for that huge crit damage, and the life on hit because I needed it. I didn't have enough in the rest of my gear, and some dex. My amulet, also another place to get good life on hit, and I also go for armor on it and crit chance and a little bit of damage. My rings are kind of weak. They were cheap. I cheaped out on them. Actually, I think this one's really good. Yeah, this one's perfect for it. It's got the all resist, it's got the poison resist, fight, dex. It's a good tank ring. And possibly the best tank belt, in my opinion, is the String of Years. You can get these very cheap. I would aim for at least 17% damage reduction by melee attacks. But this helps you against those big monsters who just go up and club you, because you're going to be dealing with a lot of melee damage because you're a tank. You're going to be dealing out melee damage yourself. So this is a very big belt for it. It gives you a lot of other extra stats. If you can get one with dex and fight, even better. Mine has poison resist and all resist. It's perfect. And that's pretty much my gear. And I'll show you guys a little bit of footage, and I'll leave you with that footage. If you guys like these kind of guides, I do a bunch of other characters as well. And I do a lot of auction house guides and gold guides and stuff like that. So subscribe to my videos if you like that kind of stuff. And like and comment. I love the feedback, guys.